بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي رفع السماوات بغير عمد والصلاة والسلام على الذي تم حسنه بهاؤه وعلى آله الطاهرين الطيبين وعلى أصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Respected listeners, Sunday the 10th of October is World Mental Health Day. Though today is the 1st of Rabi'ul Awwal, and the past couple of weeks we've discussed the tafsir of verse number 127, 128 and 129, and really it was befitting to mention the tafsir of 130 of Surah Baqarah, because the Quran mentions رَبَّنَا وَبَعَثْ فِيهِمْ رَسُولًا مِّنْهُمْ. The Quran talks about the dua of Ibrahim alayhi salam for the advent of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and bi-idhnillahi ta'ala in the coming weeks we will talk about the seerah of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. However, because Sunday is World Mental Health Day, as an Imam I felt it's important to address the issue of mental health, especially amongst Muslims. There's a hadith in Bukhari and a similar narration in Abu Dawud. There was a woman who was known to have a mental health illness, and she approaches the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and she says, Ya Rasulullah, I have something that I need addressed. And look at the response of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And I want you to compare this response of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam with the response of many of us towards those who suffer from mental health illnesses. He alayhi salatu wasalam said, O woman, walk in any street in Medina and sit in any street in Medina, and I, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, will sit with you, and I will not depart until your need is fulfilled. Why? وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Because he sallallahu alayhi wasallam was a mercy for the entire mankind. You know, today, unfortunately, you're walking with your child in the market and you see someone who's known to have a mental health illness. What do? We cross the street. We grip firmly on the hand of our child. You know, the subliminal message we are giving our child is there's something wrong with that person. That person needs to be avoided. And really, my friends, this indicates a lack of awareness of mental health illnesses. And research was carried out that 50% of youth in Britain face or have a mental health illness. And the Quran talks about this. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ. The Quran mentions that we are going to test you بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ, with anxiety. وَانْتَرْجُمَا. So the Quran, which is a relevant kitab to the day of Qiyamah, has addressed already mental health 1400 years ago. So the Quran tells us when people are tested with anxiety, with depression, with PTSD and other illnesses, these are tests from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So number one, my friends, our deen teaches us not to look down on those who have mental health issues. I've just recently completed level 3 in counseling, and one of the things you learn is every person, so every single one of you sitting here has mental health. So either your mental health is good or your mental health is bad. And it fluctuates. So you can wake up one week, one morning, and have bad mental health. It's part of life. So the first thing is we need to be sympathetic towards those who have mental health issues. The second point, in our community, if somebody has a mental health issue, the majority of us downplay mental health. Oh no, it might be a sin you've committed, or just make dua, you'll be fine. You know, there's people in our community who suffer from long-term mental health conditions, but we don't know how to deal with them. We just tell them, make dua. My friends, if a person comes to you with cancer, are you just going to say to him, make dua? Or are you going to advise him to seek treatment as well? Dunya is Darul Asbab, it's a place of means. Islam and the Sunnah has encouraged to seek treatment. So those who suffer from mental health issues, they should be encouraged not only to attach themselves to deen, exercise, family, which all help a person's mental health, but also seeking treatment as well. In our community, counseling is not such a big thing, but in the non-Muslim public it is. So these are options that we need to encourage our public. There is nothing wrong with going for counseling. There is nothing wrong with going for psychotherapy. Nothing wrong. Rather, we encourage it. So if we are not an expert on mental health, let's not start passing on fatwa that just make dua, you'll be fine. Mental health is an illness just like cancer. Cancer, you seek treatment. Mental health, you should seek treatment as well. And I'm saying this on a member. Third point. Imams in general are not trained to deal with mental health issues. Imams are not trained to deal with mental health issues. So if someone came to me with a mental health issue, the first thing I would do is signpost them. I have not qualified as a counselor yet. It's still another 2-3 years. So I'm saying that I'm being fair here. I'm doing justice to the topic. That as imams, we are not trained to deal with mental health issues. So number one, if it's a small issue, like a small problem in your marriage, yes, approach an imam. But the first point of call should not be the imam. We are not trained to diagnose, to recognize mental health issues. And another important point I want to mention, I have been given ijazah to write ta'weez from my Sheikh Mutakallim Islam Mawlana Muhammad Ilyas Guman Sahab. I've also trained in ruqya as well, but I don't practice it. Now, a lot of people who have mental health issues, the first point of call for them is ta'weez and ruqya. But you know, the doctors want you to fall ill. The mechanic wants your car to break down. I've trained in ruqya and ta'weez. I'm telling you, the majority of people who go for ta'weez and ruqya, they don't need it. They need somebody who's an expert in mental health. But what do? You have a problem at home or you're feeling low. The first person you go to is an amil or a raqi. No, my friends. Very few people are able to work with sincerity in any profession. So there's a small amount of people who do ta'weez and ruqya. You go to them, your issue is mental health, but they'll diagnose you with sihr. How it works. For some people, a small minority, ruqya and ta'weez is the business. So I implore you, that if there is a mental health issue, go to the doctor. If you feel ashamed, then look for private counseling. It's all off the record. You may have to pay 40-50 pound an hour. If your privacy is important to you, then maybe that's what you look at. But please, the first point of call is not an imam. The first point of call is expert in their field. And on this issue I finish, that recently I got a call at 11 at night. Now, I was finishing off my assignment, coming close to deadline, and someone said, Mustafa, I need to talk to you. So I thought maybe 2-3 minutes he's got a question. He spoke to me for half an hour. And at the end of the call, Mullah Jazakallah, I just needed someone to offload onto. My friends, imams are not there to offload onto. We have our own issues, we have our own problems, we have our own assignments, we have our own families. We are not trained to deal with your issues. If I say that, okay, in 2 years' time I'm qualified as a counsellor, I'm going to charge you 60 pounds for my time. My friends, no one's going to ring me. So let's not offload onto imams. It's not fair. Yes, for small issues we're here to help you. But if it's a mental health issue, we are not trained, please, seek the proper treatment. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.